Good evening, everyone. It's Jeanette Martin, brand ambassador for JD Farms Gourmet Turkey Products. Can I just share a little funny thing? You know, I stand here in front of my phone and I count it down, and it's like action. And I watch as my phone goes to 6 o'clock because heavens to Betsy, I start at 5:59. Because you know what? When we say we start at 6 o'clock, that's what time we start, is 6 o'clock. I'm so excited that you joined us the May 1st. We made it through the 300 days of April. We shared some great recipes with you while you were safely tucked in at home. We were able to launch at JD Farms, our really quick online shopping platform for you on our website, as well as now is on Facebook. You can hit that button and you can be ordering your products really quickly. So we have had oh my gosh, 300 days of living in a 30-day period in May. So now it's all about, we've got our pantry stocked. We are getting a little bit more creative. We're not out of the woods yet, though we are so blessed that we're still able to keep our doors open Monday to Saturday, 9 to 5, and on Sunday, 10 to 5. So we're so happy that we've been able to keep our doors open for you, for your shopping. And you know that at the store, we have turkey products and we have breads and pastas and jams and ready to go pies and turkey pot pies. But you know what? When you're at home and you're like, you know what? I have some puff pastry. I have some ingredients. Maybe I want to make a turkey pot pie today. And normally a pot pie is made with, that's almost fun to say, pot pie. This is a turkey pantry pot pie. Oh my gosh, turkey to the power of 3. P to the power of 3. This is made with, I have the turkey cranberry sausages. So I thought that would be good. I'll cook those up. The other ingredients, like I said, my pantry. This has got a mixture of fresh ingredients as well as stuff from my pantry. So tonight's recipe is going to be, I've got 5 turkey cranberry sausages that I'm going to cut up and get sauteing. I've got 1 big rib of celery that I've already pre-cut. I'm going to take a half of a red onion. You can use a white onion. You can use a cooking onion. I just have red onion at home. That's in my pantry on my baker's rack. But a little bit of flour because I'm going to create a little bit of a roux. From my pantry, I always have the chicken bouillon, easy from Epicure. So I've got a cup of bouillon ready to go. I have some Parmesan cheese that I'm going to put on the top before I put the puff pastry on the top. Kind of that little sneaky surprise, that little salty surprise. Of course, I've got my puff pastry ready to go and thawed. This is where the pantry comes in. You know that jar? I've used it in my pasta sauces, or like I've used it I think I've used it before. Somebody let me know if I've used this before. This is pickled giardiniera. It's like an Italian pickle. What I love keeping this on hand because if I make a quick pasta salad or if I need these vegetables, it's going to go into my pot pie. So we've got a bit of the tanginess, the sweetness of the onion, and then another ingredient that's going to be going in, of course, a potato. A pot pie is not a pot pie without a potato. I've also got cranberries naturally, some fresh cranberries. So if you think about it, oh, and the secret ingredient, I was at the veggie store this week and they had some beautiful rosemary. So this is going to be a very herbaceous pot pie. So some rosemary. So you think about how, like I said, herbaceous the rosemary is, the slight pickliness of the vegetables, the sweetness of the cranberry, and all this coming together, and the little bit of the saltiness that I'm going to put on with the Parmesan cheese just underneath the puff pastry. And of course, some pepper. I'm not using any salt in this because the chicken broth I sometimes find is a little salty, as well as the cheese I'm going to put in here. So let's get started. I'm going to put my thing down a little bit so you can see my board. Remember, whenever I'm using meat, I always do a double board method. 1 board for the meat, 1 board for the vegetables. And give my knife a little bit of a sharp. I have a separate knife for my meat, and I have a separate knife for my vegetables. Whenever you're using a steel, it's about you've got your thumb just near the blade, It's about a 20-degree angle. You always want to wipe your knife off. What you're essentially doing is when you're cutting, sometimes the blade will make little tiny teeth. You can't see them to the eye, but when you go to cut, it doesn't cut well. What a steel does is kind of bring those back together. So let's get cutting the sausages. I'm just going to get my pan on so we can start the sausages. Just going to cut them up in the size that if you had leftover turkey, you know, the size of leftover turkey. Little turkey bites. So about, say, 1/2 inch cube in here. Let me know where you're coming from, tuning in. Give me a thumbs up. While I'm cooking, I do know how to read the comments and answer any questions. Oh, I do know that I saw posted our broccoli cheddar bake is back. Happy days for a lot of people. I saw lots of thumbs up on our Facebook page for that. That's one of our hot sellers. Okay, I'm going to get that in, pour it over there, and we're going to wash my hands. So important you have no cross-contamination. Okay, so I can kind of bring this over. That's just in the pan there. Let me add the celery in there. Okay, and I'm going to get the onion. The thing with a pot pie is you want all the ingredients kind of similar in size and in texture, so they all kind of cook evenly. Surrey, hi Erin from Surrey. I'm a single girl, and I am in South Langley. I'm near the Aldergrove border. If this is Erin, is this your first time tuning in and watching our show? My little cooking demonstration. Cutting up the onion, well, the same size as the celery. Okay, that's in there. Give that a bit of a stir. Gonna add the pepper into here. So if you think about this pot pie, it's almost like the whole Thanksgiving dinner. Because we've got the turkey sausages with the cranberry, the gravy, the potato, that pickle that every grandma puts out on the table is going inside of it. And that fresh rosemary, I tend to put in my stuffing or dressing, a little bit of rosemary. So I've cut a piece of rosemary, I strip it back, and by the way, never throw out the sticks from rosemary. If I was making a bigger pot pie, I would use the whole rosemary and pull this down and you're left with a stick. Phenomenal as a skewer. So taking your cubes of turkey thigh meat and skewering it, and you get that rosemary flavor from the inside out for marinating. Oh, fantastic. So just turn that up a bit more. Giving this a bit of a rough chop because nobody wants to get a big chunk of rosemary. That piece is not looking very good. No. Erin, you're answering no to what question? Sorry. Okay, getting the rosemary in the pan. No to you've never watched before, or yes, you've watched before. Is this your first time? Are you a JD Farms customer? Okay, got my potato. What I want to do with my potato is do very long slices. I'm going to put it, this is my pan, I'm going to make my pot pie to bring my first, being your first time? Oh, awesome. No, it's not your first time. So I'm going to layer the potato slices in the bottom, like the bottom crust, then layer my turkey, kind of my turkey gravy on top, put the Parmesan cheese, and then I'm going to put the puff pastry on top. So to get nice long big slices, I make a little slice off the bottom so my potato stays not rolly, but nice and flat. If you had a mandolin, you could use a mandolin for this. And I'm watching my fingers and I'm going nice long big slices. Even when I get to this, I'll turn the potato over because it's going to be on the inside. And I want nice long thin slices. Okay. Taking my pan, layering my potato in the bottom of the pan, and a bit of a pinwheel if you want, getting that in there. This is going to cook down, taking those little pieces and kind of tucking them under. You can even kind of go up the side of the pan. I'll show you in a second. And there we go. There. I just visited before my mom and grandma. Oh, cool. Okay, so we've got that ready for our mixture to go on the top. I'm going to pull over my frying pan so you guys can see it a little bit more. You know what, I'm going to take my cutting board away because I am done cutting for now before I do the puff pastry. See, I'm getting some nice color in there. Basically wanting to almost 3/4 of the way cook the sausages because of course they're going to finish cooking in the puff paste or in the pot pie. Now take a nice little handful. I have the orange, so that's going to be a nice little sweet flavor in the background. Smelling just like I'm cooking a big turkey in my house. Okay, at this point here, I'm going to take a bit of this. I've got an easy blend flour. Then I'm going to create a little bit of a roux and add my chicken stock because a pot pie has kind of got the gravy in there. So on this amount, I'm going to say maybe about a tablespoon of flour is going in the pan. And I want to cook this around for a good minute or two. Because I want to cook that floury taste out before I add in my chicken stock. If you had turkey stock, 100% use turkey stock. If you had a vegetable stock, you could use a vegetable stock as well. Sometimes whenever my family does a big turkey, we everybody goes, oh, who wants the bones? And it's like, it's always me. I love taking a turkey carcass, roasting the bones with onions and celery and carrot and a little bit of garlic in the oven, get the bones nice and brown, and then put the water and make an amazing stock. Oh my gosh, there's nothing better, and the house smells delicious, and then I have a bunch of turkey stock. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up just a titch more. You may see on the bottom there's some little bits here. In the culinary world, that's called the fond. That's where the flavor is. So now we want to take a little bit of that stock. I'm not going to dump it all on. A little bit at a time because I want to get all those little bits. This in culinary terms is called deglazing the pan. And you want to get all those little good bits in there. At this point, you know what, guys? You could make this, and this is almost like creating a sausage gravy if you were making homemade biscuits for breakfast. This would be a fantastic recipe for Sunday morning if you want to do that southern. And who knows, we may have some southern people tuning in. Our southern friends that love sausage gravy. I like grits. Okay, I want to get this before I put it over into my pan. I want to get this boiling because the flour will not cook out. That floury taste and also the thickening power will not happen unless this comes to a boil. Erin, do you have any questions? Do you think you'll make this at home? Got 4 people watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you can get your JD Farms products. We've got an easy online ordering system now. And even on the Facebook page, there's a quick little button that you can push, goes directly to our ordering. We have a 2-hour window, which is fantastic. If you order, like say at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, by noon we'll have it picked, your order picked for you. If you order, like say at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll be ready the next day for you. You can pay for it, and we'll just kind of drive by, open up your trunk, and in it goes. Okay, so as you can see, I hope you can see that it's bubbling. And the flour is thickening, and that's exactly what I want. And I'll just kind of pick up my spatula and go like this so you can kind of see the consistency. I don't want a thick gravy because the starches that the potato is going to do, that's going to help to thicken it also. Okay, so I'm happy with this, the way it looks. So I'm going to get that into my pan. I'm going to turn my frying pan off and carefully scoop this in to my pan. Got to get it all. This is going to be enough for a family of 4. I'm going to have leftovers. That's fantastic. Okay. Got to get all that sauce because the sauce is what's going to help, or the gravy, the sauce is going to help cook those potatoes. And then we're going to top this with the pickled vegetables. I'm just going to turn my pan up because I want to make sure I get it up. There we go. Okay. That's excellent. And you'll see, get all that in there and pushing it down. Gonna take that pickled vegetable. That's gonna go onto the top and kind of poke them in. You could put the pickled vegetable in with when you're cooking that as well. These are just gonna be nice little hits of tartness. Okay, so now the last step. Oh, let's do before the last step. I have a little piece of Parmesan cheese, my handy grater. That's going to go probably about an ounce of cheese. Oops. There we go there. Okay. You'll see got a little layer of cheese. And now let's roll out our puff pastry. And I've got a little bit of regular flour. They call that bench flour in the cooking world. Hey, did anybody make the last Friday I used puff pastry and we had the pizza pockets. So I had another piece of the puff pastry and I'm like, what am I going to use for it? I'm like, I know. I'm going to make a turkey pot pie. So a little bit of the bench flour. And I still haven't found my rolling pin. So I have this handy dandy little roller. I'm going to roll it out to the size. And I would say an inch beyond the size of my pan. Because any good pot pie, you kind of drape it over and tuck it in. So I'm just going to check it. I'll bring it over. Oh, perfect. So there we go. My puff pastry. And now you just want to kind of tuck it. I've got a pan that has this little ridge, so it's really handy. I'm just kind of pulling it and tucking it and rolling it if I need to roll it to seal that in. Tucking it and rolling it. So it's nice and tight. And now the big key piece is you have to make sure you cut some slits or else this will go. So you know what? What's that song? Bake a pie for Tommy and me or something like that. But you know what? Let's do a T for turkey on the top. Nice little cross of a T. I would do a JD, but I don't trust my knife skills. And then what I will do before I put this into the oven is I'll give it I can't talk. I'm so excited to get this in the oven. I will do a bit of a milk wash on top of this. This will bake in the oven, probably 325 in my little toaster oven. Here, I'm going to bring the camera up a bit more. This will cook in my toaster oven at 325. I do have a convection toaster oven for probably, I'm going to say 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm going to watch it because I'll be able to see the bubbling underneath of that. Everything is kind of mixing and marrying together. I'll know my potatoes are cooked underneath, and I will have a beautiful turkey pantry pot pie. Pretty cool, eh? And it's all from ingredients that I had in my house. So there we go. There is our recipe for this evening. We hope that you make this or make a variation of this. It is Friday. It's a brand new month, brand new days of opportunity. Oh, that looks so delicious. We'll be trying this. Oh, thank you so much, Terry. Yeah, it was super simple. I'm just kind of getting into using puff pastry, and I'm having a lot of fun using puff pastry. I'm thinking next Friday, I want to make sausage rolls, but I've got the turkey pepperoni. You know, kind of like the little piggies in the blanket. Put a piece of pepperoni, some cheese, and maybe, oh, what else could I put in there? Oh, I'll have to think of a recipe. And then roll it up, and then cut it up, and then have it for Friday night. Because you know what? Friday nights are about having a movie, maybe having a glass of wine, enjoying time with your family. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on the replay, we welcome you to put replay in the comment section. If you have any questions about the recipe at all, please ask them in the comments as well. I will get back to you. We encourage you to share this on with your family and friends because, of course, sharing is caring. And we want you to be home safe. We want you eating really good food created in your own home kitchen. Or we've got tremendous recipes to go, like meatloafs and pies and a turkey pot pie that are the chefs at the store versus my own home kitchen. We've got a lot of good food for you to make sure that you stay very healthful. And we want you around for generations and generations to come, because that's what JD Farms is all about. We're all about family and sharing. So Jeanette Martin, brand ambassador for JD Farms. Oh, you know what? It's time for me to put this in the oven so I can gobble this up. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. I will be back. Oh, watch our Facebook page. Maybe Monday. Oh, that's my laundry. Look, that's how exciting a life I have. That's my laundry was just beeping. I'll probably come back on Tuesday night with another quick turkey recipe. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, I agree, Terry. Spicy mustard would be fantastic. Oh, I happen to have some of that. Thank you for the tip. Now I'm going. Bye-bye.